Back to the next part in the Woodsman ways, guys. Wanted to take a quick second, try to answer some questions I had in a past video on this. I'm not going to remember them all, I'm sure, but I'll do my best to try to answer as many as I can. One of them was the tarp you see behind me. What is it, and why did I choose it? It's a Woodsman trail tarp. You can find it on my website. I got them for sale. Basically, it's a canvas tarp that I had, again, made for me. It's a Woodsman trail tarp. It's canvas. It's fire and water treated. And my reason for that is, again, the fire is huge. You find yourself in a situation, fire is going to become very important to you. So anytime I come out, I like to get one going. It's just peaceful, I guess, to me. But very important. So if you get them Silnai tops, which a lot of people carry, I have one in my scout kit, just so I can set it up real quick in a hurry. Not that I can't with this one, but again, if you get the fire close enough and you start getting sparks, you're more apt to put a hole in them Silnai type tarps. They're lightweight, so they're convenient for that, but more long term. Plus, it gives it a traditional look, which I also like. So that's basically my reasons behind that, the biggest one being the fire. Another question I had was on the bungee cords. What size, what brand are they, and all that stuff. I can't give you the brand name. I don't know off the top of my head. I actually picked these things up at a convenience store, believe it or not. I was doing some Army stuff one weekend. I think I went to grab a coffee, and they had a 4-pack of these. So I picked them up. I think they were like $6. I got a couple different sets. These ones are, they got some green, black, and it's like a whitish tan in it. And I would say they're roughly 3 feet long, maybe just shy of 3 feet. And again, that just allows me to, set up different top shelter systems, a little bit faster. A couple corners of my top right now, I do have some paracord tied out to the tie-outs in the corner, so I'm just using that now so I can show you guys the bungee cords. But it makes it a lot quicker, and it gives your tarp some play. If it gets real windy, it lets your tarp move a little bit so it ain't stretching out your paracord or whatever you're using for cordage. So that's why. Alright, in the past I did a video on my preferred clothing. I'm going to run through that again. Because I've updated. That video I think I did 2 years ago. Some of the stuff is the same because, it works. I just had an opportunity, had some extra money back when I was working full-time for the Army to upgrade my kit. So again, when I can do that, that's what I do. So let's run through what I got laid out here. Hopefully I can do this quick so I ain't boring you guys. We'll start from the bottom. Wool socks. I have a few different types. These smaller pairs here are merino wool hiker socks. I think I picked those up at Dick's, I think it was. Wigwams. They're good. A different style of wigwams are a little bit heavier weight than this pair is. I also got a pair of Carhartt that are a little bit thicker than all of those. And I've got several pairs of all these. I always wear wool socks. Even when I was overseas in Afghanistan, in the summertime, 80s, 90s, sometimes 100, and yep, I had wool socks on, absolutely. They wick water, they hold the heat value when they're wet and all that stuff. I go through the different weights depending on the temperature outside, but for me it's always wool socks, always. Alright, some base layers. or insulation layers, base layers, whatever you want to call them. I do have a Under Armour long sleeve. It's not quite a turtleneck, but it does come up a little bit. You can equate this to you know, a lot of the other Under Armour stuff, you know, that people wear, and obviously this is in more colder weather, as is all these insulation layers. So I got one of those. It's a little bit thicker than this other one I'm going to show you right now. Polartec, another base layer, very equivalent to the Under Armour stuff that they sell. A lot cheaper though, and you can find it, you know, different places online. I actually get these issued to me by the military, so for me they're free. Can't beat that. These are real good in cooler weather, and as it starts to get a little bit colder, so I'll wear those, you know, as a base layer. Once it starts getting a little bit colder than that, you know, right around this time of year, it's actually pretty warm out today, but again, another pair from Polartec. I think I showed this in my last video, which I think I've taken down now, but Polartec, we call it, you know, the waffle suit. It's got some lines in there, kind of looks like a waffle. Little warmer than the last one I showed you. So again, I'll go to this as it gets a little bit colder. Come the end of this month, December, into January and February, when it's real friggin' cold, I'll go to the Polypro. This is a little more old school military. They don't issue this anymore. They went to the waffle setup that I just showed you. But these things are key. Again, I've used them all over the world, and they've always kept me warm and dry. So I'll go to this when it gets real cold outside. I may even throw on the lightweight nylon setup under this, and then add my outer layer to that. So those are base layers. Above that, moving on for my pants, you guys have seen. Basically, the only pants I wear when I come out is Rail Riders. Very expensive, like $100 a pair, but you know, I've had them for 4 or 5 years now, whatever it's been, the same pairs, and they've yet to, you know, fall apart on me or anything. So a couple pairs that I do wear is the Versatac lights, I think is what they call them. I don't know the weights on them, but just a good pair of pants. You know, I'll wear these all summer. As it gets cooler, you know, I can mix match different underlayers with those pants and be very comfortable. After that, it starts getting a little bit colder. I'll move up to the Versatac mids. I don't know what I just called them last ones. I think they're the lights. These are the mids. Just a little bit heavier weight. Same exact style pants, same pocket setups, the whole 9 yards. I'll even wear these, you know, if it's cooler during the spring and summertime. I can mix match them, wear whatever I want, and they're comfortable. But like I said, it's basically the only pair of pants that I wear. I do have the Extreme Adventure pants by Rail Riders, and they're nice too. I wear them once in a while, but I don't like the belt loops on them. They have very small belt loops. They actually come with a little cheap belt on them. So, you know, if you're up in the manly sizes, you know, even just a belt like I got on today won't fit through them holes, so I don't tend to wear them that often. Alright, so socks, underlayers, the pants, that's what I usually wear. Not that you guys need to see this. Random t-shirts I wear, you guys have seen in past videos during the spring, summertime, stuff like that. As it gets a little bit colder, I may wear one of these over, you know, the lightweight Polypro and stuff like that. And then I think this is just a Columbia. It's not really a sweater, but it's not a shirt either. It's a little thicker, you know, than a long sleeve t-shirt. So that's another under layer or outer layer depending on how cold it is outside. Alright, let's talk about some wool stuff, which is always key. One of my favorite wool sweaters right here, I think I paid, I don't know, $65, $70, something like that at LL Bean. Probably my favorite wool sweater. Very comfortable, very warm, and you guys have seen it a lot. Just a regular hoodie. I don't know what it is. I'm just a big fan of hoodies, so you know, you guys have seen that as well. I do wear them. I like them. It's just something I've always worn growing up, so you know, I continue to wear the hoodie depending on the temperature, obviously, and the weather conditions outside. Another wool sweater, military issue. There's other videos on this. You gotta check the tags on these, just like the military wool blankets, because they're not all 100% wool. This one, in fact, is 100% wool, and I don't think this one was issued to me. I think I picked it up somewhere. But again, very similar to what I'm wearing now. 100% wool. Can't go wrong. A real bushcraft shirt, or hunter shirt, whatever the hell they call it. Empire woolen canvas. Picked one of these up. Friggin' plane flying overhead. But absolutely awesome piece of gear right here. Very, very expensive. A couple $100, $220, something like that. I picked this up when I was overseas so I could have it when I got home. 100% wool again. I've had a lot of questions on this one. Duluth wool hunting shirt, I think they call it, something like that. It's got some, you know, native type decoration on it. It's got the antler buttons on the top with some leather straps. Awesome, awesome, awesome piece of gear if you guys can afford it. I forget what the hell they're charging for these. Right around $200, I'm sure, something like that. But you guys have seen a lot of this. I had questions on it. Hey, what is that? The green jacket you sell on your site? No, it's not. This is the Duluth wool hunting shirt. Again, I think is what they call it. All right, more wool. I've got some lined wool pants here, LL Bean type, and the camo jacket to match, which I do sell on my website. It's been listed for quite a while. I only had a couple off the bat when I started, so they've been sold out forever. Just an awesome jacket. I think I did a review on it, so I'm not going to cover the whole thing now, but awesome, awesome piece of gear here. I had a lot of emails about these and when I'm getting them back in stock. I have a place where I get them, you know, discount price. I think I list them on my site for $100. Right now they're over $200. So I'm not going to pick them up now, you know, and try to sell you guys a $250 jacket. It's just not my style. So when the prices come down, I can get my discount. I'll pick some more back up, and you can just keep checking the website or whatever, Facebook, whatever you want, and I usually put that information out. So as soon as I can get them, guys, I'll grab some more and share it with you. Another insulative layer. If you guys were ever in the military, especially back in the day, they call it a smoker's jacket. Key piece of gear. You know, I've worn this thing all over the world too, just under my uniform. Keeps you nice and warm, even dry. I don't know about other infantry units, but I was never allowed to wear rain gear in mine since I was a private, so I've kind of kept with that. Maybe stupid, but whatever. It's just the way I am. So I'll wear that under my uniform, and it actually keeps me dry. So even if my, you know, outer shirt is soaking wet, I'm not soaked to the bone with that thing on. All right, Woodland Gore-Tex suit. You guys seen it? I was up running my trap line. Huge, absolutely huge. If you guys can pick one of these up at an Army surplus store or something like that, highly, highly recommend it. Gore-Tex, self-explanatory. Keeps you warm, keeps the wind off you, keeps you from getting wet, cold, all that good stuff. So key piece of gear there. I like it, and it's never failed me over the years. Last but not least, I got my Duluth Anorak, which I've still yet to try out. I have worn it, just not in the harsh conditions that I bought it for. I haven't really had the opportunity. I did once up in Maine on the trap line, but I went with the Gore-Tex. And then just the cold weather mittens with the wool inserts that go with it. So as soon as I head back up there, or even around here when we get some, pretty shitty weather, I'll be putting that thing through the ringer too. So just, cold, wet weather, go ahead and give that a shot. Moving on up to the headgear, I've worn this hat in a lot of videos, as have I worn my black fleece that I've worn in just about every video. My two favorite pieces of headgear, this is actually a knitted outer with a fleece lining on the inside, very warm. So I wear that a lot, as well as my fleece. My reason behind that is because they do get wet, but it keeps your head warm and dry. You don't even realize it's wet until you take it off and go to put it back on. You're like, wow, that's pretty wet in there. But it works. That's why I picked both of those. And then obviously my bomber hat for the real cold weather. Didn't really get as cold as I was hoping it did up in Maine. The lakes was freezing over here and there, but it really wasn't unbearable. So when we get hammered with snow, gets a little bit colder, you'll see a lot more of that. Down to the boots, last thing, Merrells. I think these are the Moab Gore-Tex ones. I've had these for quite a while now. Probably the most comfortable boot I've ever put on in my life. Absolutely awesome. They got a pretty rugged sole, so when I'm out here I'm not slipping or anything like that. And again, they're just very, very comfortable. I do have a pair of hunting boots, similar to this style. I don't have them with me today because I've since gone to these. They're the Muck Arctic Sports. A wicked sole on these things. I wore them up on the trap line, in the water, up hills, all that stuff. Very, very comfortable. Keep you warm because they're insulated and dry. So, like these boots a lot. When I did this video in the past, I talked about a Rocky boot that I've searched, since online to try to find it, and I get the name of it for you guys, but I don't think they sell them anymore. I bought these, probably almost 15 years ago. It's just a big Rocky boot. They're leather, unreal sole on them, no slipping, sliding, nothing like that. Really thick and durable. They are insulated. They got a liner that pulls right out of them. If they're wet or whatever, you could dry them out. I want to say they're good up to freezing if you're just standing there doing absolutely nothing. So I bought them for hunting when I bought them, sitting up in the tree stand, snowing out January or end of December or whatever, and you're not doing any moving at all. Your feet tend to get cold on you, your hands get cold on you. So that's why I bought these. They're actually good up to negative 45 degrees if you're active. So I think I paid like $300 for them. It's a shame they did away with them. They're a bit bulky, so it's not something you want to go hiking around for miles in, but if you're not doing that, they're key in the cold weather. So I still got these. I love them. The pants I have on, are just the 511 tacticals or whatever. To be honest with you, I can't stand them. I threw them on today. I got a couple pairs of Rail Riders in the wash. I got my spares here, so I wanted to be able to show you guys those. But yeah, the 511 tacticals, not a big fan. I'll come out here and trash them. I don't care if I have to throw them away because I don't like them. So I pretty much, you know, that's my preferred clothing. Everything I just showed you, give you some reasons why. Hopefully I answered some questions. So thank you guys for watching this one. Hopefully it's not too long by the time I edit it. Sorry if I bored you. But hey, thanks for watching, guys. Another Woodsman Ways video, and we're gonna start moving on to some other things pertaining to, you know, the survival, bushcraft, and wilderness living type topics. So we'll see you then.